Infinispan provides caching functionality for EAP6. It replaces the older JBoss cache subsystem, and in a clustered environment, Infinispan can manage a distributed cache, communicating over the JGroups defined protocols. This provides both fault tolerance and failover functionality by ensuring that data is replicated across the cluster. In EAP6, the 4 pre-configured caches are the only caches that Infinispan will support. More robust caching is available with JBoss Enterprise Data Grid. The 4 defined caches are the web cache, used for user session caching, Hibernate, used for entity caching, EJB, for stateful session bean caching, and cluster, which is used for replicating objects in a highly available cluster. The cluster cache cannot be used directly by developers. It's used automatically by the nodes in the cluster. The other 3, Web, Hibernate, and EJB, can be used by developers directly to cache resources either locally or across the cluster. Each cache container has a default cache implementation associated with it. Cache implementations can be one of 4 different types seen here: local caches, invalidation caches, replicated caches, and distributed caches. We won't get into the details of these various implementations here, but broadly, local is for caching objects that shouldn't be shared across the cluster, while replicated is for clustered caching. Let's take a look at an example of a replicated cache. Here's the default cache, which is the default implementation for the cluster cache container. There are a number of features of any given cache which can be defined. Please refer to the documentation for details on each of these features. We won't get into them in detail here. For comparison, here's a local cache implementation. It's the default for the Hibernate cache container. And note that there are very few configurations available compared to the replicated cache. This is because the local cache isn't replicated across the cluster. Further, be aware that any data in a local cache will be lost if the node where the cache data is stored fails. With Hibernate, this is less of an issue, as Hibernate entities are linked to the database.